Before I begin my speech, requesting everyone present here to close their eyes for a minute. Please, everyone, go ahead, close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. Calm your mind. Take a step back from all the things going on currently. Let go of all the thoughts pouring in at this moment. Sit back and just relax. You can open your eyes now. Didn't those 60 seconds feel like a pause to a million things going on right now? This shows how pure meditation is. You know, an average human has around 60,000 to 80,000 thoughts every single day. We can't really control thinking, can we? But what we can control is what we think about, how we think about things, the positive and negative aspects. Good afternoon. I am Yousha Parekh, and I stand before you to talk about how shaping our minds shapes the future. Let me walk you through two stories. Our first story starts with Mr. A. Mr. A was a wealthy man, yet despite his wealth, money was all he could think about. Even when he went home, when his and his family sat at the dinner table and they shared stories about their days, Mr. A couldn't focus. His concentration was in shambles. At night, when everyone fell asleep, Mr. A was left wide awake. He couldn't stop but think about the fact of earning more. So he got up and continued to work. Night after night, he was restless. As this went on, it started to affect him. He started having heart palpitations and headaches. It made him feel on edge and irritable. This situation was a metaphor for the reality of anxiety. Mr. A had symptoms such as feeling nervous, being on edge, he couldn't sleep or focus. And most importantly, he missed out on reality, a reality that could have given him so much more enjoyment. The second story is a little bit more personalized. You all must remember a few weeks ago our school held elections for the student council, and I, taking it very enthusiastically, put my name to contest for it. So I got the form, filled it up, and guess what? I got nominated. Hearing my name with the other nominees was exciting but overwhelming. From that day, I was charged. I made posters, campaigned, gave speeches, left no stone unturned. The day of voting came. I went ahead in the morning and clicked on my name, hoping everybody would have done the same. At 2:30, we rushed down to see the final results. I looked up to the screen and saw someone else's name there. I was devastated and disappointed, not only for my family or friends, but mainly for myself. I didn't want to discuss this with anyone because I didn't want them to think of me as a failure. That one week, my mental health was at the lowest. Maybe it didn't show physically, but in there, it was bad. In the first story, Mr. A had completely vanished from reality. He was so mentally preoccupied that he totally forgot about living in the moment. He had the choice to just slow down and take a break. In the second story, I had a choice to make the decision of accepting reality and learning from it instead of taking it negatively and getting shattered. Currently, there are 8.2 million cases of anxiety each year, and yet, from this 8.2, only 1 in 3 ever seek treatment, which is around 27,000 people only on an average. Around 970 million people have experienced mental health concerns at some point in their life. It is more than likely that you know someone with a mental health concern. In fact, some of us here have had our own struggles with mental health. Let me share 3 kinds of destructive beliefs with you all, and I want you all to personally think how many of these have you all experienced. The first type is destructive beliefs, unhealthy beliefs about ourselves. When we think things like, why do I always have to experience these things? Why should I deal with them? Having thoughts like this keeps us on the problem so much that it keeps us away from finding a solution. The second type of destructive belief is unhealthy beliefs about others. Now, let's be honest. The first thing that we do in the morning is open our phone and scroll through social media. We see our friends having fun and we have thoughts like, oh my god, she has such a happily perfect life. Why does she get everything and I don't? Having thoughts like this makes us feel negatively about others and think insecurely about ourselves. The third type of destructive belief is unhealthy beliefs about the world. We tend to think that the world owes us something. We think if I put in enough hard work, I deserve success. But expecting success to fall into our lap like some reward will only lead to disappointment. By now, you all must have gotten a gist of what mental health is and what causes it. But if I had to pen it down into a literal definition, then mental health is the condition of the state of a mind of a person which might affect their mood, thinking, and behavior. Now, let's come to the part where mental health shapes our future. We all have been obsessed with being future ready. But what makes one future ready? Is it giving our 200% 24/7? Being future ready doesn't mean being mentally drained to a point of depletion, like a battery after 1,000 recharges. Our minds, just like our bodies, need to rest, rejuvenate, and yes, have a good laugh here and there. There are a few things we can do to promote mental fitness. Firstly, normalizing having fun. We all love it when the teacher comes in our class and says free period, right? Just think how healthy your mind would be at that moment. Another thing we can promote is me time. It's basically taking out time for yourself, doing whatever you like, because self-healing is the best healing. As Dr. Viru Sahasrabuddhe said, life is a race. If you don't run fast, you'll be like a broken anda. This has been engraved in our minds. Everyone wants to run in the rat race. But just taking a walk in the nature, listening to music, watching a beautiful sunset, or dancing in the rain can make the difference. In conclusion, mental fitness is not about cleaning our minds now and then, but making it a habit, a routine to enjoy and be relaxed in whatever we do. So, I invite you all to consider what bad mental habits are holding you back. What destructive beliefs are keeping you from being as mentally strong as you can be? And what is one step you can take today, right here, right now, to shape your and your future only? Think about it. Thank you.